United States and South Korea have begun their annual military exercise, Ulchi Freedom Shield. But this year's drills are taking place amid uncertainty after President Donald Trump ordered a reduction in U.S. participation. The announcement came just one day before the exercise began, raising questions over Washington's commitment to South Korea and whether Trump is once again prioritizing diplomacy with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Ulchi Freedom Shield, or UFS, is one of the two major annual military exercises conducted by the U.S. and South Korea. The exercise is designed to strengthen the allies' ability to respond to a potential North Korean attack. This year, the drills are scheduled to continue until August 27th. Around 18,000 South Korean troops are expected to participate, alongside U.S. forces and personnel from 11 of the 18 countries that make up the United Nations Command. But despite Trump's order to reduce the scale of U.S. participation, Seoul says the exercise is proceeding as scheduled. That creates an unusual situation. The drills are going ahead, but questions remain over what changes the Pentagon may make following Trump's directive. Trump said he was not happy with U.S. participation in the exercises. He argued that the drills were costly and claimed they sent an inappropriate and hostile signal to North Korea. Trump also pointed to his relationship with Kim Jong-un, saying North Korea had remained unthreatening and respectful during his presidency. This is not the first time Trump has linked military exercises with diplomacy. During his first presidency, he suspended or scaled back major U.S.-South Korean drills while pursuing direct engagement with Kim. After the historic 2018 Trump-Kim summit, the Ulchi Freedom Guardian exercise was canceled, while other exercises were suspended or modified. The drills were later redesigned and resumed under new formats. Now, Trump's latest decision is bringing that strategy back into focus. But there is a major difference this time. North Korea has deepened its military relationship with Russia and gained something it did not have before: direct battlefield experience. In June 2024, Moscow and Pyongyang signed a comprehensive strategic partnership. Since then, North Korea has provided Russia with troops, artillery ammunition, and ballistic missiles for the war in Ukraine. That cooperation has also exposed North Korean personnel to modern combat. The Ukraine war has become a testing ground for drone warfare, electronic warfare, battlefield surveillance, artillery coordination, and rapid tactical adaptation. U.S. and South Korean military officials have warned that North Korea is learning from these battlefield experiences. One major area is drone warfare. The conflict in Ukraine has demonstrated how relatively inexpensive drones can be used for reconnaissance, targeting, and attacks, while also forcing armies to adapt quickly to electronic warfare and constant surveillance. U.S. and South Korean officials therefore planned to incorporate lessons from the Ukraine war into this year's Ulchi Freedom Shield. The logic is simple. If North Korean forces are learning from a real war, the U.S. and South Korea also need to adapt their training and tactics. That makes Trump's decision particularly significant. Washington is reducing the scale of an exercise designed to prepare for a potential North Korean attack at a time when Pyongyang's military capabilities and combat experience are evolving. North Korea, meanwhile, has long opposed the exercises, calling them rehearsals for an invasion. And as the latest drills began, Pyongyang test-fired ballistic missiles. The launches were viewed by analysts partly as a protest against the exercises and as another demonstration of North Korea's military capabilities. For Seoul, maintaining the drills remains essential. The United States has around 2,500 troops stationed in South Korea, forming a central part of Washington's security commitment to its ally. Their presence dates back to the Korean War, which ended in 1953 with an armistice rather than a peace treaty. That unresolved status continues to shape security on the Korean peninsula. North Korea has nuclear weapons and a large ballistic missile arsenal, while South Korea relies heavily on its alliance with Washington for deterrence. That is why even a reduction in the scale of joint exercises can send a message far beyond the battlefield. The key question is how Pyongyang interprets it. Does the cutback signal a genuine diplomatic opening? Or could North Korea see it as a sign that U.S. military resolve is weakening? Trump's recent comments have strengthened speculation about renewed diplomacy. On Saturday, he shared an old photograph of himself with Kim Jong-un, and again said the two get along great. The post fueled speculation that Trump could seek another summit with the North Korean leader. Trump has previously argued that personal diplomacy can achieve results where traditional pressure has failed. But the balance remains difficult. Washington wants to prevent North Korea from expanding its nuclear and missile capabilities. Seoul wants credible military deterrence. And Pyongyang continues to demand security guarantees and sanctions relief while maintaining its nuclear weapons program. Trump also criticized South Korea over its alleged refusal to help with the denuclearization of Iran, adding another layer to the tensions between Washington and Seoul. For now, however, Seoul is sticking to the military exercise. South Korea's defense ministry has confirmed that Ulchi Freedom Shield is proceeding as planned. That means the alliance remains operational, even as Washington debates the scale of its participation. And this is where the bigger strategic question emerges. North Korea is continuing to develop missiles. Its military partnership with Russia is expanding. Its forces are gaining experience from the war in Ukraine. And Pyongyang continues to oppose U.S. troops and military exercises on the peninsula. So the issue is no longer simply whether the U.S. and South Korea will conduct joint drills. They will. The real question is how much Washington will scale them back and what message that sends to Kim Jong-un. For Trump, reducing the exercises could create space for diplomacy. For Seoul, maintaining them is about military readiness and deterrence. And for North Korea, the change could be viewed either as an opportunity for negotiations or as a chance to test the limits of the U.S.-South Korean alliance. The Korean peninsula has always been a delicate balance between deterrence and diplomacy. But this time, there is a new factor. While Washington is discussing smaller military exercises, North Korea is gaining experience from an actual modern war. And that could make the next phase of the U.S.-North Korea confrontation very different from Trump's first attempt at diplomacy with Kim Jong-un.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.